Oliveira Gaethje, right? This thing's heating up. This thing's going to be here before we know it. I will tell you, in my history in this sport, and my time in this sport will end the way it began, which is a fan. In my entire time in this sport from 1993, the first time I got a VHS and watched something called the Ultimate Fighting Championship, I have never seen a fight that I have less of a strong opinion on what the outcome's going to be. I get them wrong all the time, but I sure believe it. I sure do believe that I know what's going to happen. Gaethje versus Oliveira is one of those really hard ones. And the line's moved. I don't know the line today, but I have checked it twice from the announcement to the fight until today. One time Oliveira was the favorite and one time Gaethje was the favorite. So, I mean, even the odds maker, you guys, the bettors, the handicapper, you're in the same spot as me. I don't know what the hell's going to happen here. Oliveira came out and he stated what his game plan is going to be. He's going to go out there and he's going to trade with Justin Gaethje. Now, does he have a choice? I mean, that would be my next question. Does he have a choice? Do we believe that Oliveira can do what only one man has ever done, and that man happened to be named Khabib, which is to take Gaethje off his feet and keep him there? If I go back to Gaethje's last fight against Michael Chandler, Chandler is as good of a wrestler in the amateur status at his time at Missouri. He is as good of a wrestler as you are going to find in this sport. And he went for takedowns. He did not love everything that was happening on his feet, and Chandler put his best effort, and they were damn good. But he never got him down. And I'm just bringing that. We always look at a guy's last fight. So I'm just going back, just one fight. I'm just backing up one fight for Gaethje. It sure looked like his takedown defense. Gaethje got no takedowns himself. There was no takedowns in that fight, just to remind you, but it sure looked like the defense of Gaethje was on point. Can Oliveira offer something in the wrestling department different and better than what Gaethje just faced? That's all I'm asking you. I know that we don't know the answer. But I am suggesting when Oliveira tells us his game plan, and so many people go, well, if he says he's going to trade with him, then it must not be. Nobody would actually give their game plan away. Doesn't he have to give his game plan away? Like, is there any other thing that he could do? And then even Gaethje, who does have the pedigree and the resume to make you believe he could go take Oliveira down, show me a fight where he's ever done that. He didn't try to take Poirier down, and they just bludgeoned each other for the better part of 15 minutes. He didn't try to take Eddie Alvarez down. They stood there and bludgeoned each other for the better part of 15 minutes. Back up to the match I'm telling you about Chael. Like, there's nothing within Gaethje where he even needs to tell you his game plan. We know what it's going to be. At least we would have reason to believe. So now you got a stand-up battle. Let's just say, hypothetically, we have a stand-up battle between Oliveira and Gaethje that could last up to 15 minutes. Does it change your prediction? Does it change who you think's going to win? Because I have heard many people that have taken Oliveira's side. Same as I've heard people take Gaethje's side, but many people. And they all collectively are saying the same thing. They're talking about how dangerous Oliveira is off of his back. They're talking about how good his jiu-jitsu is. They're talking that he could pass. They're talking that he could submit. I don't disagree. What I'm challenging you on is, can he get him there to start with? And that's where everything changes. If I tell you any MMA fight, these two MMA fighters, they're going to go out there and fight, you're going to have your prediction. But then if I go a little bit further, I say, well, these two MMA guys are going to go out there and fight, but it's just kickboxing rules. What do you think now? You might have a different opinion. And I feel like that's what I'm telling you. I feel like I'm telling you these two MMA stars are going to go out and have a kickboxing match. Do you disagree with me? Do you think that Gaethje, for the first time in his career, is going to go out there and get a takedown against a pretty guy, dangerous guy on his back? I mean, all fairness, you look at the dangers that Gaethje's going into, it's very much like what he was walking into the night that he fought Ferguson, and Gaethje did not elect to go to the ground with Ferguson. Now, he's never elected to go to the ground with anybody, but that night was no different. He elected to stay on his feet. Let's say, and I would surmise that I'm correct, that Gaethje's going to stick with that. He's going to stay on his feet. If you don't think Oliveira is going to agree and follow that same script, you're still back to my original premise, which is, does he have a choice? Oliveira's takedowns are damn good. They're a lot better than I knew. My number one takeaway when Oliveira fought Ferguson was the takedowns. Well, I didn't know he had that. I did not know that double leg was so good. I did not know Oliveira had that wrestling in his repertoire. I think a lot of you were like me. I think that was the night that he really broke it out, or at least the night that we really took notice. And I would agree with the people that said if it goes to the ground, if Oliveira's on top, he's probably going to keep him there for a little bit. I agree. I agree with the people that say if Gaethje gets on top and keeps Oliveira's going to be dangerous and he's got the elbow and he's going to throw up a triangle and he's going to distract him. I agree. How do we get there? I don't think we get there because Gaethje takes the fight to the ground. I have no evidence anywhere to believe that. I know that Oliveira is willing to fight a mixed martial arts fight. I'm stuck at the question of, is it his choice? So just humor me. Just have fun with Uncle Chael for a minute here. If these two MMA juggernauts go have a kickboxing match, who do you think's going to win?